This is where it begins. Not out there, not in the chaos of the market, the noise of the crowd, the relentless stream of opinions and algorithms and breaking news. It begins in here, in the silent, storm-tossed theater of your own mind. Look around you, right now. The gales of doubt are howling, aren't they? The cold rain of past failure seeps into your bones. The thunder of uncertainty shakes the very foundations of what you thought was possible. And you stand there, in the center of it all, feeling the structure of your dreams shudder, feeling the walls of your resolve strain against the pressure. You've been told to weather the storm, to wait it out, to hunker down and hope for clearer skies. I am here to tell you that is the lie that has kept generations in mediocrity, in quiet desperation. You were not built to merely withstand the storm. You were engineered, forged in the fires of a timeless principle to become the storm's master. To look into the raging tempest of circumstance and declare with an unshakable quiet, "This ends with me. I am the I. I am the calm. I am the command." This is not about positive thinking. This is about mental sovereignty. This is about building a citadel of thought so impregnable, so immovable, that the chaos of the world breaks against its walls and leaves you not weaker, but stronger. This is the forging of the unshakable mind. For too long, you have lived in the annex of your own potential. You have visited the main hall in moments of inspiration, glimpsed its grandeur in flashes of clarity, only to retreat to the smaller, safer rooms when the winds picked up. You have confused the echo of your fears for the voice of reason. You have mistaken the passing squall for permanent climate. But what if I told you that the very turbulence you seek to escape is the raw material of your triumph? That the pressure which seems intent on crushing you is, in truth, the force required to crystallize your purpose into diamond? Every great figure history remembers, from the Edisons who faced 10,000 failures to the Lincolns weathered by defeat, from the Carnegies who built empires from steel and will, to the Disneys who conjured kingdoms from belief, they all shared one non-negotiable truth. They did not have different storms, they had a different core. While others were uprooted, they were anchored, not by luck, not by privilege, but by a deliberate, ruthless architecture of the mind. They understood what you must now embrace. The battlefield for your future is not in the boardroom, not in the bank account, not in the external arena of competition. The war is waged and won in the 6 inches between your ears, and you are the general. The question is, have you been building fortifications, or have you been leaving the gates wide open? Let us start with the foundation, because every unshakable structure is built upon bedrock, not sand. And the bedrock of your new reality is a single, seismic realization. Your dominant thoughts are not passengers in your mind. They are the pilots. They are not casual suggestions. They are direct commands to the universe of your being. Think of your mind as a vast, fertile plain. Every thought is a seed. You have been carelessly scattering seeds your entire life, seeds of worry, seeds of comparison, seeds of I can't and what if and not yet. And then you stand back, bewildered, at the harvest of anxiety, stagnation, and missed opportunity that grows wild. You curse the soil, you curse the weather, never realizing you held the bag of seeds in your own hand the whole time. Napoleon Hill called it the law of dominant thought. He saw it in the titans of his age. Andrew Carnegie did not lie in bed visualizing bankruptcy. Henry Ford did not fill his mind with images of mechanical impossibility. Thomas Edison did not dwell on the darkness of 10,000 failed filaments. He saw with relentless clarity the one that would work. They were master gardeners of their mental landscape. They understood a law as fundamental as gravity. That which you hold persistently in thought, mixed with definite purpose and faith, manifests in your physical reality. It is not magic, it is physics. Neural pathways become superhighways. Focused repetition becomes unconscious competence. A vision held with burning clarity becomes a blueprint your entire being works day and night to bring into existence. Your external world is a lagging indicator. It is a printout of your past mental transactions. What are you investing in today? But belief is the mortar that holds the stones of thought together. Without it, the mightiest foundation cracks under the first real test. And here is where most people abandon the blueprint. They want the castle, but they refuse to believe in the land it will stand upon. They seek proof before belief, when the ancient, unbreakable law of achievement demands belief before proof. Look at the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk. The proof of human flight did not exist. The evidence was against them. The reasonable minds of their day scoffed. But Orville and Wilbur did not hold a belief. They were possessed by a conviction so absolute it had mass, it had weight, it had its own gravitational pull. Their belief was not a fragile thing. It was the workshop where they built the impossible. Your dreams are your Kitty Hawk. The world will show you the wind tunnel data of why you'll crash. It will point to the 1,000 who have tried and failed. It will appeal to your reason. This is the great seduction of doubt. It masquerades as intelligence. It wears the clothes of pragmatism. But I tell you now, doubt is not wisdom. It is the abdication of your own power. True intelligence is the audacity to believe in the reality of your vision more than you believe in the apparent reality of your current circumstances. You must cultivate a belief that is not swayed by mood, not diminished by setback, not silenced by ridicule. This is the belief of the sculptor who sees the angel in the marble and chips away until he sets it free. He does not argue with the unshaped stone. He knows with a certainty that transcends sight what lies within. You are both the sculptor and the marble. Your belief is the chisel. Do you believe in the masterpiece enough to strike the first blow and the 10,000 that follow? Now, with thought as your seed and belief as your soil, we must bring in the architect's most crucial tool, definiteness of purpose. A mind without a definite purpose is a ship in a hurricane without a rudder. It has all the materials for a journey, the wood, the sails, the crew, but it is at the total mercy of the storm. It will be thrown against the rocks of distraction, dashed against the cliffs of irrelevance. Most people live in a state of vague wanting. I want to be successful. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. These are not purposes. They are wisps of fog, shapeless and soon evaporated by the sun of daily routine. Definiteness of purpose is a laser, not a light bulb. It is the difference between warming a room and cutting through steel. It is a written, sworn contract with yourself that states, in terms that brook no argument, this is who I am becoming. This is what I am building. This is the hill I will die on. Carnegie wanted to dominate the steel industry. Ford wanted to democratize the automobile. Disney wanted to create happiness on a scale the world had never seen. Their purposes were so sharp, so clear, they acted as magnetic north for every decision, every ounce of energy, every moment of doubt. Your purpose is your command code. When the storm hits, when the offer to compromise comes, when the easy path diverges, when the voice of the crowd grows loud, you do not deliberate. You run your purpose. The answer is already there. Clarity is the ultimate power. Confusion is the ultimate luxury you can no longer afford. So I command you now, go into the silent chamber of your mind and do not come out until you can speak your purpose in one sentence that makes your soul vibrate. until it feels less like a goal and more like a destiny you are remembering, not creating. And this purpose, this blazing star you fix your gaze upon, must be woven into the fabric of your everyday through the alchemy of the mental workshop. This is where you move from theory to genesis. You can no longer be a tourist in your own future. You must become its full-time builder. Every morning, before the world can inject its chaos, you must retreat to this sacred space. Close your eyes. See the completed vision, not as a daydream, but as a technician. Walk through the corridors of your achieved goal. Feel the texture of the success. Hear the sounds associated with it. Smell it. Taste it. This is not fantasy. This is advanced construction. You are sending a detailed schematic via the neural pathways of your brain to the universal workshop where all things are made manifest. You are programming your subconscious, the most powerful servo mechanism on Earth, with a target. And once programmed, the subconscious mind will work tirelessly, day and night, solving problems, attracting opportunities, guiding your intuition toward that target with the unerring logic of a heat-seeking missile. Edison did this. He held the image of the electric light so vividly in his mind that every failed experiment was not a defeat, but simply the elimination of a path that did not lead to the pre-existing image in his workshop. He was not trying to invent the electric light bulb. He knew it existed, and he was merely discovering the material path to its manifestation. Your mental workshop is your most sacred duty. In it, you are not hoping, you are rehearsing reality. You are downloading the future into the present. Protect this practice with your life, for in these quiet moments of vivid, sensory-rich visualization, you are doing the most important work you will ever do. But a vision without a vessel is a ghost, and the vessel is discipline, the cold, hard steel of daily action. This is where the poetry of purpose meets the prose of progress. Discipline is the bridge between the world you have constructed in your mind and the world you will touch with your hands. Many speak of discipline as a cage, a life of deprivation. They have it backwards. Discipline is the master key that unlocks the cage of mediocrity. It is the liberator. Look at the athlete on the podium. The gold medal is not the moment of freedom from discipline, it is the ultimate reward of it. Every rep in the gym, every early morning, every missed distraction was a brick in the road to that podium. Your discipline is no different. The storm's primary weapon is chaos, the scattering of your energy, the fragmentation of your focus, the erosion of your time. Discipline is your levee. It is the daily, non-negotiable routine that says, this hour belongs to my craft. This action serves my purpose. This choice, however small, aligns with my destiny. It is the relentless application of pressure, like the tectonic forces that create diamonds from carbon or mountains from flat earth. You will not feel like it every day. The unshakable mind does not consult feelings. It consults the blueprint. It does not ask if the work is inspiring. It knows the work is the inspiration. Forge your daily ritual. Let it be unyielding. Let it be so consistent that on the days when the storm is at its peak, you move through your disciplines on autopilot, a sanctuary of order in a world of chaos. Your discipline is your silent proclamation to the universe. I am serious. And with discipline as your engine, you must fuel it with persistent, massed action. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when applied, decisively and in volume. The world is littered with educated derelicts, with geniuses who never shipped, with philosophers who never built. The storm feeds on hesitation. It grows strong in the gap between knowing and doing. You must close that gap until it ceases to exist. Action is the antidote to anxiety. It is the language the universe understands. Not tentative, piecemeal action, but massed action, a concentrated, relentless offensive toward your objective. Think of a river. A gentle stream can be diverted with a stick, but a massive, roaring river carves canyons, moves earth, powers cities. It cannot be stopped. You must become hydrologic in your pursuit. Do not dribble your energy onto your goals, flood them. When others are contemplating the first step, you should be miles down the road, dust on your boots, your focus a forward-moving beam. This is the ethos of the builders. The pyramids were not built by those who wondered if moving stones was a good idea. They were built by a relentless, daily, uncompromising focus on action. Your pyramid is your legacy. Every email sent, every line of code written, every sales call made, every page read, every skill practiced, these are your stones. Lay them without ceasing. Let your action be so consistent, so massive, that it creates its own momentum, a flywheel that becomes almost impossible to stop. The storm rages against movement. Become a blur of purposeful motion and watch as the winds meant to break you simply fill your sails. Yet, on this path, you will be tested. The storm will send its most potent allies, adversity and temporary defeat. This is the crucible. This is where the unshakable mind is truly forged, not in the sunshine of easy wins, but in the darkness of apparent failure. You must recast your entire understanding of these events. They are not stop signs, they are navigational data. They are not proof of your unworthiness, they are the necessary friction that strengthens your grip. Every no is a course correction. Every setback is a lesson written in a language you are now learning to fluency. Look at the ledger of history. Lincoln's political defeats were not the end of his story. They were the chapters that prepared him for the presidency. Jobs' ousting from Apple was not a career ender. It was the wilderness journey that led to Pixar and Next, and a wisdom that would resurrect a dying company into the most valuable on earth. They understood what you must brand upon your consciousness. There is no failure, only feedback. The storm's intent is to make you interpret a setback as a verdict. The unshakable mind interprets it as intelligence. When you meet resistance, you do not fold, you learn. You ask, what is this trying to teach me? Where must I adjust? How does this make my next action smarter, sharper, more potent? This mindset transforms you from a brittle object that can be shattered by opposition into a fluid, adaptive force that uses opposition as a shaping tool. You are the blacksmith, and adversity is the hammer. The flame of your purpose is hot enough to withstand the blows, and with each strike, you are shaped into something harder, sharper, more formidable. To navigate this, you will need a crew. This brings us to the Mastermind Alliance. No one, not a single immortal soul who ever achieved anything of lasting magnitude, did it alone. The myth of the lone genius is a poison, a trap for the ego that keeps you small and struggling. Napoleon Hill discovered this as the golden key in the vaults of Carnegie's success. A mastermind is not a networking group. It is not a casual circle of friends. It is a strategic council of minds united in harmony toward a definite purpose. It is the deliberate alignment of intellects, experiences, and energies to create a third invisible mind, a collective intelligence greater than the sum of its parts. This is your personal board of directors for your life. In the midst of your storm, they are your navigators, your lookouts, your engineers. They see the holes in your logic you were blind to. They hold the lantern when your own vision falters. They speak the truth you need to hear, not the comfort you may want. You must seek out these minds. Be ruthless in your selection. Look for those whose strength compensates for your weakness, whose vision challenges your own, whose character is beyond reproach. Offer them value. Pour your energy into the alliance and watch as synchronicity begins to guide your path. The right idea at the right meeting. The introduction that changes everything. The solution that appears from a shared brainstorm. This is not luck. This is the physics of aligned purpose. The storm seeks to isolate you, to make you believe you are alone in the fight. The mastermind alliance is your unbreakable battalion. Stand together, think together, build together, and no storm on earth can withstand the focused power of a united purpose. And through all of this, the planning, the building, the battling, you must maintain a frequency that attracts and does not repel. This is the power of the vibrational core, faith and gratitude. Your mind is not just a thinker, it is a broadcaster. It emits a frequency based on your dominant emotional state. Fear broadcasts on one frequency. It attracts more reasons to be afraid. Scarcity attracts more lack. But faith? Faith broadcasts a signal of absolute certainty. It is the unwavering conviction that your purpose is already in motion, that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when the evidence seems to suggest otherwise. And gratitude. Gratitude is the most powerful amplifier of that signal. It is the conscious acknowledgement of the good that is already present, the fuel that propels you forward. You cannot be in a state of genuine gratitude and victimhood simultaneously. It is impossible. Each morning, before you step into the fray, you must tune your instrument. You must state your gratitude for the vision, for the struggle, for the lessons, for the very breath in your lungs. You must operate from a posture of already having received, not of desperate wanting. This is the mindset of the heir, not the beggar. The beggar scrapes and pleads, vibrating need. The heir moves with the assured grace of one who knows the wealth is already theirs to steward. Adopt the posture of the heir to your own destiny. Thank the challenges for their strength. Thank the delays for their lessons. Thank the dream for its persistent whisper. This vibrational core acts as a shield. The low-frequency arrows of cynicism, pettiness, and despair simply cannot pierce an energy field of potent faith and profound thanks. You become a gravitational center for solutions, for people of high caliber, for opportunity. But be warned, the world, the mediocre mass, will not understand you. This leads to the final, fierce test, the price of sovereignty. As you build your citadel, as you tune your frequency, as you take massed action, you will stand out, and standing out draws fire. There will be ridicule from those who are comfortable in their cages. There will be skepticism from those who gave up on their own dreams long ago. There will be direct sabotage from those who feel threatened by your light. This, too, is part of the storm. It is the psychological resistance of a world addicted to average. You must make peace with this. The approval of the crowd is the currency of the stagnant. Your mission is not to convince them. Your mission is to transcend the very arena in which they compete. Do not explain, do not justify, do not seek their validation. Let your results be your only retort. Let the quality of your life, the strength of your character, the magnitude of your contribution be the unassailable argument. Walk with a quiet confidence that needs no fanfare. This sovereignty, the ability to stand alone if necessary, firm in your own conviction, is the highest achievement of the unshakable mind. It is the final stone in the archway. When you no longer fear the opinion of the crowd, you become truly unstoppable. You move from being a player in their game to the author of your own. So now you stand at the precipice of a decision. The wind is howling. The old familiar structure of your doubts and limitations is groaning around you. You can feel the tremors. You have a choice. You can remain inside, hoping the roof holds, praying the storm passes you by, living in the anxious half-light of what might have been, or you can take the blueprint now in your hands. You can step outside into the full fury of your potential. You can feel the stinging rain of challenge on your face and smile, because you know this rain is watering the seeds you have just planted. You can look into the swirling darkness and see not an end, but a beginning, the raw, chaotic material from which you will build your empire. The tools are yours. The architecture is clear. The foundation is your dominant thought. The mortar is your unbreakable belief. The pillars are your definite purpose, your mental workshop, your relentless discipline. The action is your construction crew. The adversity is your refining fire. The alliances are your strength. Your faith is your compass. Your sovereignty is your crown. From this moment forward, you do not weather storms, you command them. You study their patterns, you harness their energy, you use their pressure to create something of impossible beauty and strength. You become the calm, focused, unstoppable force in the center of the chaos. You become the living embodiment of an idea so potent, so clearly defined, so ferociously believed in, that the universe itself has no choice but to rearrange reality to match the image you hold in the unshakable fortress of your mind. The storm is not your enemy, it is your proving ground. It is your ally. It is the forge. Now go and build in the gale.